everybody, welcome to the Wine with Jimmy channel here on the world of YouTube. And welcome to the channel which gives you a lot of wine education, certainly if you are studying your wine examinations such as WSET. So these presentations are designed to work really in correlation with these courses to help you with your studies in terms of your understanding and your mastering of the subject. Now, as always, please, we'd like to hear from you. So if you have any comments, questions or concerns, you can get in touch by commenting on this video here on YouTube below. Please make sure you click subscribe and like as well, but you can get in touch also via social media that you see at the bottom of every slide, or direct with my team at Wine with Jimmy. That's info@winewithjimmy.com. So let's rock and roll on this video. This is a series of one. So just one video looking at the world of white wine making and fermentation temperatures and vessels. So there you are. Now, normally on this slide, you'll see part 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, but just one part, all on its lonesome and needing all of your love, care, and attention. So we're going to go through this one video. Now, just to also reiterate, in terms of how the WSET Level 4 diploma is structured, there is an area of winemaking which is called the General Winemaking Options, which actually covers very general concepts across all types of wine. Please remember that this video here is specific to white winemaking. So if there is something you feel that's not included here, that's because it actually will be included maybe in rosé production, red production, or things like sweet wine production. So this is only for white wine production. Hopefully that is all very much tickety-boo for you. So let's have a look then, first of all, at the temperature of the fermentations for white wine production. Now, of course, they are typically cooler than what we would find for red wine making. So mostly very cold fermentations. And that's because the volatile aroma and flavor compounds, which are very much desired for most white wines, and that's, for example, the esters produced in fermentation, are best produced and retained, or thought to be best produced and retained, at cooler temperatures. And you'll see up there around 15 degrees Celsius. That's around 50 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, I think that's about 62 Fahrenheit in that picture as an example. But of course, we can have some warmer fermentation. So in some styles of white wines, the fruity aromas are not particularly desired. They may be wanted in small amounts, but other compounds may want to be the main focus of that wine. So that's an example like an oak-aged wine, or oak is used to provide flavor, for example. So in these cases, the fermentations can be slightly warmer, and we're talking around 17 to 25 degrees Celsius. That's, for all of you people across the big pond, 63 to 77 degree Fahrenheit, and even sometimes a little bit higher. And this will promote yeast health and avoid the production of those esters at the cooler fermentation temperatures, such as the isomal acetate, which is that kind of banana-like smell, for example. So that's the temperatures talked about for most, and then some warmer fermentations. Let's talk about the type of vessel. So stainless steel tanks, of course, as you see in the picture just here, are the most popular choice for the production of fruity and floral wines, such as many styles of Pinot Grigio from Veneto, like in the left hand label just up here, Via Mora Pinot Grigio. Then on the right-hand side, many styles of Sauvignon Blancs. There we have quite a popular one there. That's the Oyster Bay Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. And the reason why we're utilizing stainless steel is for really the ability to control temperatures easily and therefore maintain the cold fermentation conditions that are needed to enhance those real volatile, fruity ester aromas that we can find in these wines. It's really about protecting the identity of each of these fruity floral style wines. Next up is talking around the use of concrete and maybe old oak vessels. But also stainless steel could be used in this instance as well. And this is talking about the latter part of fermentation temperatures just a while ago, the warmer fermentation temperatures, where we're going to maximize the kind of complexities of wine, not necessarily the fruity and the floral character. That's not important, remember. So really talking about more of that complexity, oak-derived characters, creaminess, and so on. Some examples of quite traditional white Rioja, like in this picture. Some examples of Chablis could be like this as well, certainly at the Premier Cru and Grand Cru level of things. Okay, so what about small oak barriques, which could be new as well? These are, of course, a popular choice for some styles of white wine, particularly those that are going to be quite premium and super premium Chardonnay. It's quite a classic thing to have a Chardonnay with a fair whack of new oak to it. Not necessarily from anywhere specific, but you will find them certainly in New World areas quite commonly. However, of course, this will be a cost implication, as there will be the need to buy the barrels that you see in the picture, and a large number may be required. And remember that each barrel, certainly a typical barrique, is only 225 litres, or sometimes 228 litres. So you'll need many of these, of course, if you are looking at a volume of production. Now, as with oak maturation, small barrel fermentation is less likely to be used for wines from aromatic grape varieties, such as Riesling or Muscat or Gewürztraminer or Sauvignon Blanc. And that's where the winemaker, of course, is looking to preserve the primary characteristics from those aromatic grapes. Okay. Now, if you want further information around this, please do look at my video on alcoholic fermentation as part of the general winemaking options. There's a series of those, and you can find much more information surrounding that. And also for the role of oak that is used in fermentation, you can also look at the section on fermentation vessels in general winemaking. Remember that this video here is just about white wine making. So monitoring the fermentation in these small vessels is going to be a bit more intricate, a bit more detailed, and that's going to require more skilled people, more labor. So there'll be an increased labor cost here than the equivalent of just monitoring a whoppingly big barrel that holds, say, 10, 15, 20,000 litres. You're going to need lots of monitoring of these small 225 litre barriques. So the effect now, so if we do utilize small oak barriques, which could be new, if you do use these, you could obviously get a wine that has a deeper color and fuller body. And that's due to the oxidative environment that that wine will be found in. So this is, of course, the fact that oxygen will be able to get through the barrel, but that's a very small rate. Most of the oxidation comes from when the wine is shifted from one barrel to another through the process of racking. So that's oxygen through the bunghole, oxygen through the pump system that may be utilized for racking, for example. And this will also allow for more oak-derived aromas and flavors to integrate into that wine due to the action of yeasts during fermentation. And that's compared to wines that are fermented in steel or concrete and later transferred to an oak in maturation. So here we're really talking about oak barriques used for fermentation. And that's giving oak-derived characteristics due to the interaction of the yeast that is fermenting the must in that barrel into wine. And then, of course, talking a little bit here about contact here between the wine and the yeast. So the small size of these small oak barriques increase the contact between the wine and the yeast. And this is thought to contribute more texture or roundness or weight into the wine. These vessels can also provide more blending options because the wine in each barrel may differ. So you'll have, therefore, a whole spectrum to actually utilize. And this is certainly where the options of different levels of wine come in, more premium wines versus more estate wines, for example. Okay, so I'm not going to go into much more detail about lees because there is another video that is going to be focusing on white winemaking in terms of lees contact, and of course look at the general winemaking options for lees as well for further information. Now, if you do have any comments, questions or concerns, you can get in touch with me here at Wine with Jimmy by emailing info@winewithjimmy.com or by the social medias that you see at the bottom of every slide. But of course, the most direct way is to comment on this video below on the world of YouTube. Please make sure you click like and also subscribe to the channel for 2 free updates a week here. But if you do find yourself in old Blighty's shores, that's the United Kingdom, come and see us here in the capital city of London. As you know, I've got a bar and wine school, so come and see us for a class, a glass or a bottle. I've been Jimmy Smith. Ciao for now.